A security guard accused of plotting to abduct, rape and murder Holly Willoughby admitted to a court his thoughts about the TV personality were dark. Gavin Plum, 37, said messages allegedly describing his ultimate fantasy were not the sort of route I would normally go down. Giving evidence at Chelmsford Crown Court, Mr. Plum said that with hindsight his online chats were massively regrettable and carrying out those fantasies was something I knew that was never going to happen. The defendant, from Harlow, Essex, has denied soliciting murder, inciting kidnap and inciting rape. He is alleged to have masterminded a plot that involved taking Ms. Willoughby, best known for presenting ITV's This Morning program, by force from her home and keeping her in a dungeon. Giving evidence earlier, Mr. Plum said he had often frequented online chat rooms that acted as fantasy sites. Asked by his defense barrister Sasha Was-KC what he fantasized about, Mr. Plum said, having sex with other people. It would be people that other people know, or a celeb, or it would be random people. Mr. Plum was challenged on his 2 previous convictions for attempted kidnap in 2006 and another 2 offenses of false imprisonment committed in 2008. He said he had a stewardess fantasy at the time he tried to force 2 air hostesses to get off a train in the space of 3 days in August 2006. The defendant was handed a sentence of 12 months, suspended for 2 years, for his first offenses, before he was jailed for 32 months for the false imprisonments. The 37-year-old claimed his offenses were a cry for help as he needed to get out of a toxic relationship. Asked by prosecutor Alison Morgan Casey what it felt like when you put that tape around the wrists of that girl in a shop in 2008, Mr. Plum replied, "I was scared. Massively regrettable." The trial was previously told that Mr. Plum spent many hours planning an attack on Ms. Willoughby that would involve violence, rape and ultimately murder. He is alleged to have shared these plans with 2 other people online, including a vision of using chloroform to incapacitate the broadcaster after breaking into her house. Asked about the allegations, Mr. Plum admitted he had dark chats about her online after watching her on daytime TV. "It's not the sort of route I would normally go down for a chat, but it was a chat that I was having," the defendant said. Looking back at it now, it's something that is massively regrettable because it's not the usual chat I would participate in. When asked why he continued to participate, Mr. Plum responded, "It's going to sound really bad, but it was gratification. It was something I knew that was never going to happen, I'm just passing the time chatting." The defendant said he was regularly friend-zoned in his teenage years, told by girls he fancied that they would only ever be friends. Mr. Plum added that Ms. Willoughby was his celebrity crush and that he would sometimes think about her 4, 5, 6 times a day. The defendant said his mental health had previously been affected by his weight fluctuating from the age of 13, peaking at 35.5 st, 225 kilograms. "I physically couldn't move without being in pain or breathless," he told jurors. He added that in 2014 he gained an interest in bondage during sex. Mr. Plum claimed that was why he had hand and ankle shackles, a rope and a ball gag at his home when the police arrested him in October 2023. Disgusted, heartbroken and shocked, being cross-examined by prosecutor Alison Morgan Casey, Mr. Plum said he had no ill feelings in any way, shape or form towards Ms. Willoughby. "I completely regret this chat, I am absolutely disgusted it has come out," he said. "Of course, I'm sorry for the context of the chat. Absolutely, I'm disgusted, I'm heartbroken and shocked it has come out as it was meant to be an online chat." Ms. Morgan said, "You are discussing a plan where Holly Willoughby will be kidnapped, raped repeatedly, and then killed." Mr. Plum responded, "There is no plan." The prosecutor later added, "Your sexual desires were completely out of control, to the point you couldn't stop yourself. This was the ultimate fulfillment of that, wasn't it?" Mr. Plum answered no to both of Ms. Morgan's statements. The trial has been told that Mr. Plum's arrest was made after he disclosed his alleged plot online to an undercover police officer from the U.S. The officer, who gave evidence on Thursday, notified the FBI of the defendant's alarming plan before UK authorities were informed.